Hello viewers, welcome to Corpor Any. Node.js online grocery app inside we need to admin parts inside we need to need this here the some modifications here the API and also need to create here the new API for the gets here the product category, product brand and product types. We need to one API to get this here. Like this API we need to call creating here. First of all, now need to modify here the product list API. We need to modify because we need to today before we need to creating here the product list inside the app and to not showing here the image. We need to first of all the fix this here the Node.js issue. Now we need to write down here first of all we need to import this here the image inner joins. We need to write down here and to write down here the inner join, and now need to give this here the name as a connect here the database with the tables. Need to given this here the name image detail table like here, and to give this here the alias, and now need to set this here the alias imd, and now need to write down here the on columns. Need to imd dots. We need to write down here the product id is equal to write down here the pd dot product id underscore id, and conditions. We need to write down here the imd dot status is equal to write down here the ones and two one get this here, and also need to write down here the group by, and we need to use this here the p dot product id underscore id like this. Write down here the group by, and also need to declare here the image columns. Now we need to set this here the cache conditions, cache when, and to write down here the imd dots. We need to write down here the image extremity signs equal to, need to set here the blank, and to set here the then set here the concat creates here the brackets. We need to write down here and to set here single quotes and double quotes against uses here the single quotes. Now need to bind here image base urls. Need to bind here like this, and then after so need to concat with here the blank. Also need to against need to write down here imd dot image like this. Need to configure this here, and also need to set here the else part, and to set here the blank and this columns. Now need to set here the alias as a image like this. Need to give this here the column names and to use this here, and now need to fix this here the image related issue for this years. Now need to save here, and now need to create here the new API. We need to develop here for the gets here the product categories, types, and brand list. Need to one API to get this here the three value, because need to add times need this here the drop downs value for this. That's why to declare creating here the new API. Now need to write down here the app dot set app dot post methods, and to creating here the API slash API admin, and need to call this here the product category type and brand list. Now we need to return here the two callback events. First parameters are the request, and second is the response need to returns for this API. Now need to write down here like this brackets, and now need to set here all this here the helper dot deluxe, and to print this here the request body like here, and now need to check this here the check access tokens. Now need to pass this here the request dot headers. need to pass here, and now need to set here the response objects and to check here the callback events, and also need to make sure here the return tabs need to given this here the ut need to here set tab set it to like this. Inside we need to write down here the functions for the db query. Need to write down here first of all need to get this here the brand list. Multiple query you need to fire here. First of all first query I need to set this here the brand id comma, and to set this here the brand name, and now need to set here the from, and to set here the brand detail, where set here the status question mark, like this sets and to semicolons. Now need to bind here the another query. Need to write down here for the get here the product category. Need to select query. You need to write down here. Set here the cat id underscore id, and now need to set here cat name. Also need to get here the image. You need to write down here the case conditions. Case when if image is not empty, image is not empty, not blank, then you need to concat here base url like this brackets. Else parts you need to turn this here the blank and events, and to give this here the column name as an image, and also need to return. Now from need to write down here the conditions category details, and to set this here where conditions need to set here the status not equal to once, like this you need to set here the conditions. Again you need to semicolons to write down here the another query. Before need to add here the query. Need to write down here the part, and now need to give this here the column names as image like this past. Now we need to concat here base image base urls like this context are the needs here. Same as now need to copy create here the another query for the product tabs. Get this here the tab id. Place here need to write down here the type name, column name, type name, and we need to copy here the case conditions. Paste this here, but we need to also use this here the color, and from change this here the table name. So need to set this here the type detail, and we need to set here the where condition status like this here. Now need to pass here the parameters of value. These parameters need to give this here the once always check here if active, then to check here. Now we need to return this here the response callback for this query. Errors and results. Two callbacks variables are the returns. Now first of all we need to check this here the conditions. If errors, then to call this here the helper dot throw HTML errors, and to pass this here the error and response, and to return and close these functions and run response directly. If now we need to, if not any errors, then to response sessions need to return here the status equal to colons, set here the ones, and now need to set here the payload. See, let's now need to set here the brand list. Give this here the result as a first backward array, then after copy paste this here two times, and now need to set here the category list. and to set to 1 and 2. And now also need to give this here type list. Like this API need to creatings and to check this years. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any questions, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.